All right, to the first one. I've got triangle CDF. You don't have anything drawn there, so I would just take a little bit of time and draw one. So I've got CDF. Then it tells me that CD is 12. CF is 23. And it tells me the perimeter is 56. And it wants me to list the angles in order from least to greatest. So first thing I do is find that missing side. So I've got the perimeter and I've got two sides, so I can find the third side. So 23 plus 12 is 35. I can do 56 minus 35 is 21. So my missing side, there's 21. Now remember, we talked about this. This is with that straw activity that we did. If I'm looking at my sides, the biggest angle is always opposite the biggest side. And bless you, the smallest angle is always opposite the smallest side. So I want to list the angles from least to greatest. So I need to start with the smaller side, which is 12. Opposite of that is angle F, so that's the smallest angle. The next biggest side is 21, which makes angle C the next biggest angle. And then 23 is the biggest side, so that makes angle D the biggest angle. Okay. Finally, next one on 2. Very similar type of question. It says in triangle DAX, angle A is that, X is that, list the sides in order. So I'm listing the sides in order from longest to shortest. Almost the exact same type of problem, but this time I'm giving you the angles and you have to go based on the side. So same type of concept. So first thing I would do again is just draw yourself a little triangle. And it doesn't matter what type of triangle you draw as long as you have one to look at. Just something to kind of give you a visual idea of what's going on. So it tells you that A is 42, X is 26, and I'm going to give you a little bit more space to draw pictures on your test. And then I need angle D, so I can just add those two together. 42 and 26 is 68, and I could subtract that from 180 is 112. So angle D is 112. Well, I want longest to shortest, so I need the biggest angle, which is angle D. So the longest side is AX. The next biggest angle is angle A. Opposite of angle A is side DX. And finally, my smallest angle is the 26-degree angle X. So the smallest side is AD. And that's your answer. Okay. Next couple, we'll go through these kind of quick. We did quite a bit of stuff with these two, and we seemed to do a pretty good job on this on our test the first time. All right, so I've given you two sides of a triangle. We want to find the possible values for the third side. So remember, our answer is going to look like this. Okay, we had an assignment just like that, where all your answers look just like that. So whenever I want to find these values, first thing I need to add them. So 5 plus 13 is 18, and then I subtract them. 13 minus 5 is 8. Those are my two values. So the 8 is the smallest, so 8's going to go here. So it's saying 8 is less than my side is less than 18. And that's your answer. That's it. Add the two sides, subtract the two sides, and write them as an inequality. That's a good question. Just make sure you don't put the less than. It's just less than, or don't put less than or equal to. Just less than. All right, next one for the third side. I'm going to add those two. 27 plus 12 is 39. I'm going to subtract them. 27 minus 12 is 15. So my third side has to be in between 15 and 27. I'm sorry, 15 and 39. Thank you. Okay, sorry. In between 15 and 39. Now I gave you a couple where you have to decide whether or not they're congruent. Okay, so on this first one, they're not congruent. This will be that cannot be determined. The reason it cannot be determined is because that AAA is not one of our congruence relationships. Okay, AAA is not one of them. On 6, I know that these two little arrows make those sides parallel. So that means that this angle is congruent to that angle. I also know that the A's are congruent because they're vertical. So yes, these would be congruent because of angle, side, angle. I also know, and then just kind of go a little bit more in depth, but you only have to write one of these answers. If these are parallel, that means these angles are also congruent. So you could have said angle, angle, side. Either one of those two would have worked. Okay? Either would work. On 7. If I look at 7, I know that CB is the same on both. But if I look at this triangle, it would be side, angle, side. If I look at this triangle, it would be side, side, angle. So these two are not congruent. So you would just write cannot be determined. Okay? Because this congruent side doesn't match up on the two triangles. Okay, the congruent pieces are in different places on the two triangles, so that's why it doesn't work. And then I gave you one more. This is a lot like one that we had in our homework. We want to find out if BAS is congruent to KTS, so those two triangles there. Well, you've been given these two sides the same. We know that S is the same on both because they're vertical. If I've got this triangle down here, it's isosceles. These two angles are the same, so that makes those two sides the same. So these two triangles would be congruent because of our side, angle, side. All right, on this next one, okay, I want to find all these angles, so I want to find angle 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I want to find angle 1, I've got a triangle right here. So I can find that angle 1. I can just take that 180. I can do 90 plus 27 is 117. And then I can do 180 minus 117, 63. So angle 1 is 63 degrees. Well, I've got another triangle here, and these two sides are the same, so it's isosceles. So if I can get this angle, that'll give me angle 2. Well, if these two lines are parallel, so that makes that 63 because they're alternate interior angles, just like what you had to do on your project. So that makes angle 2 63 degrees. Because if these two sides are the same, those two angles are the same. Well, 2 and 3 are alternate interior angles as well. So 3 is 63 degrees. Okay. Well, now I need to find angle 4 and 5. Well, this angle is 63. These two angles are vertical, so that makes that 63. Well, if these two sides are the same, that makes these two angles the same, so that one's also 63. Okay? It looks like it's a fairly difficult problem, but there's not a lot that you've got to do. Most of those angles happen to be equal to each other. So now I can just find 4 and 5. I can do 63, 63 and 63, which is 126. 180 minus 126 is 54. So angle 4 is 54 degrees. Then I can find angle 5 because 5 and that angle that's 63 are supplementary. So 180 minus 63 is 117. Okay. All right, on the back. And I'm going to get going through these pretty quick because we're starting to run out of time here. On these, I want to add my three values together. So x minus 7 plus 5x plus 9 plus 2x plus 2 equals 180. I can add those together. So 5x and x is 6x plus 2x, so 8x. Minus 7 plus 9, so that's plus 2. Plus 2, so plus 4 equals 180. Subtract 4. So 8x is 176. Divide by 8. So x equals 22. It wants angle Z, so I can plug it in there. So 2 times 22 is 44 plus 2, 46. 11's like what we just did on this last homework assignment. I've given you the 3 sides and the perimeter. We want to decide if it's isosceles. First thing I got to do is solve for x, so I can figure out how long those 2 sides are. So 2x plus 2 plus 3x minus 3 plus 6 equals 35. Combine my like terms, so that gives me 5x. Plus 2 minus 3, so that's minus 1 plus 6 plus 5 equals 35. I subtract 5 from both sides, so 5x equals 30. Divide by 5, so x is 6. So we'll plug it in and see. So 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. 3 times 6 is 18. 18 minus 3 is 15. So is that isosceles? Nope. There you go. I'm running out of time here. I'll finish this video in third period, and then I'll post it. So there'll be 2 videos online. 1 through 11 will be one video, and then I'll do 12 through 18 when I finish the review in third.